When we install Windows 11 on any computer, or when we purchase a computer such as this mini photo computer, it comes with Windows 11 and it brings a lot of stuff and trash that doesn't make any sense. Today we are going to look at a free tool that with just a few clicks can remove all the junk that Windows brings, with the possibility to install or remove each component individually. You can also optimize Windows in a super simple way with an easy and intuitive dashboard that lets you control Windows behavior without having to hunt for every hidden option inside Windows settings and buried menus. And maybe one of the most fun tools is the customization, which lets us do simple things like changing the Windows theme with one click, or more advanced stuff like changing the look of the taskbar and the shortcuts that stay there, or cleaning up the Windows Start menu so it becomes completely empty, or even changing how the right click button behaves, which is something simple, with the full menu like it used to be, or not, or use it on any other way. Windows is an awesome operating system with pros and cons such as any other operating system, and it allows us to do a lot of stuff. But one of the things that gets into my head is that although it's possible to do a lot of stuff, it is a huge pain to be able to change this and to change that. It will allow us, it just won't let us because it's so complicated. This tool will help us to do exactly that. With one click here or there, we will be able to do so. It's called Winance, and let's go and check it out. First of all, let's go to Google and search for Winance, the Windows Enhancement Utility. It's created by Marco, better known online as Memory. He has a channel and also a page. I will leave some links down below, but it's really easy to find. There's a lot of information there that you can read, but for now, just click on the download button, and after downloading, just run the file and it will give you a warning, which Windows being Windows, it had to give that warning saying, hey, don't install nothing that will mess up my things or the way that I want you to use my operating system. But it's all fine. Just click yes and install it, and that's it. It will do a normal installation like any other software that you have installed in Windows. Now, after it's installed, you have three main sections: software and applications, optimization, and customization. There are other more advanced ones, but today we are just going to look at a few examples on how we can improve Windows with just a few clicks. One of the options is being able to use another language if you don't like English. In my particular case, I'm Portuguese, but I'm used to use the English menu, so it's easy for me. Now, you can also switch the theme to dark, which is the one that I'm using and I prefer it. And in the software and application section, you have the option to select everything that comes included with Windows in terms of programs like Copilot, Microsoft Edge, Paint, Xbox, OneDrive, which is super annoying, those notifications, Microsoft News, Microsoft 365, among many others. And we can choose individually if we want to keep some of them or not. In this example, I selected everything with just one click and clicked OK. And after about 2-3 minutes, it was all gone. And if I go to the Windows menu now, you can see that only a few programs are left, which are the ones that I did install myself to test out this mini PC, which is with me here for about a week or so. And I've been installing software. So those apps are the ones that I did install, not installed by the Windows operating system. There is an exception, which is LinkedIn. I didn't install and I didn't ask anything, so probably the tool is still not capable of removing LinkedIn, but I believe that in the future will, or I did something that it didn't capture LinkedIn. But just one right click and I did remove the shortcut. Now imagine that later on I want to have something back, because the best of using this tool is so easy to remove, but it's so easy to put back. So I don't need to make any decision today that will be with me for the rest of my life. If in a month or 2 months I decide, hey, after all, I want to use this particular app, it's easy. I just need to go there and select the one that I want. Let's imagine that I want to use Clipchamp Video Editor. I just select it and choose Install. In 1-2 minutes, it's back. And that's it. This will work for any other apps. So it's a choice that I can make today and tomorrow change my mind and then just revert and ask it to install. Now, still on the app section, you also have the option to external apps, where you can choose to install some. I did test out with 7-Zip and LibreOffice and it worked well. But if your thing is installing applications, I would sincerely install Patch My PC Home, which we have already seen here. And instead of installing programs one by one like you do with Chrome or anything else, there you just need to choose them, and with one click they are installed, more or less like we see right over here, but it has a much bigger library than Winance. So if installing apps is something that you really enjoy, I would select Patch My PC Home for installing apps, including DaVinci Resolve and tools such as those. It's really cool. And then to optimize Windows, I would choose this. If you only need 7-Zip or things like that, then this will be enough. You don't need any other app. Now, in terms of optimization, there are so many options that it's not easy to pick up. Just want to share with you. The list is pretty big, and Marco divided everything into categories that you can select at the top, which is really nice. Now, what's cool is that with just one click, you can turn on and turn off things and see what you prefer. Simple stuff like Windows startup sounds, narrator voices and things like that, or slightly more complex things like the spotlight on the lock screen, ad behaviors and things like that. I think you should go through each one and see what makes sense for you, because it really depends on the way that we want to use Windows. And this app will help me to use Windows as I want, and it will not force you to use Windows as I want. You will be able to have these 3 or 4 options on, and I can have only 2 options on because I prefer one way and you prefer the other way. But the best is that everything is in one place, and it's easy just to click and select, okay, this makes sense for me and this makes sense for you. That's great. Finally, we also have the customization section, which personally is my favorite. Even though almost everything will be cosmetic here, it can change the way that we use Windows, and it will be, in my opinion, a little bit better, a little bit more personalized. Now, you want to change the Windows theme? Actually, that's an easy one, but with one click, it's dark. With one click, it's light, and it's here. This is the attention to detail, which I find awesome on this software. Now, you want to clean the taskbar and move it to the left? Bam! There we go. One click and that's it. You want it centered once again? Just another click and there we go. Want to start adding things back that you didn't actually want to remove? You just need to enable and disable things your own way. Want to completely clean the Windows Start menu? Go for it. One click and all the shortcuts and useless stuff will disappear. Want to change the context menu? When you right click, and this is one of my favorites, just go for it. One click and it goes back how it was in Windows 10. Actually, it's not exactly, but it's similar. It's better than what we have right over here right now. But of course, this is my opinion. And there are many more cool options. We could spend all day talking about the options that I prefer, talking about the options that you prefer, but I believe that it's more useful if you try it out and test it for yourself, see what kind of changes make sense to you. If you don't mind, share them down below on the comment section. Which ones do you think that makes sense to you and makes sense to family members and whatnot? Some of them probably you can share with your friends. Hey, do you want to do this, or did you want it to do this that I didn't recall where it is on the Windows menu? Just use this and press this button. Easy as this. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you did so, don't forget that usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.